we have to continue to elect more socialists. And we have to ensure that we are unapologetic about our socialism.
So via a KGB agent, we just explained a little bit of how it slowly happens. Things happen kind of slowly, and then they happen very quickly. Well, New York City might be veering into when the bad stuff happens very quickly via a guy named Zohran Mamdani, who is a full-on admitted socialist. I would say he's also a communist and a Marxist, but don't take my word for it, take his word for it. He does want to seize the means of production.
What the purpose is about this entire project, it's not simply to raise class consciousness, but to win socialism. And obviously raising class consciousness is a critical part of that. But making sure that we have candidates that both understand that and are willing to put that forward at every which moment that they have, at every which opportunity that they are given. We have to continue to elect more socialists. And we have to ensure that we are unapologetic about our socialism. There are also other issues that we firmly believe in, whether it's BDS, right? Or whether it's the end goal of seizing the means of production. And with every battle that we fight as socialists, we need to remember what the stakes are and ground ourselves in them and why those stakes are important and critical to us as individuals.
Guys, you have to give this guy credit in that he's not hiding it. They usually are better about hiding it. He's telling you, I'm a socialist. We need to elect more socialists. And by the way, what do socialists do? Well, socialists get in legally via elections, and then they usually cancel elections. He hasn't gotten to that part yet. But then, of course, he somehow combines running for New York City mayor to BDS, boycott, divest, sanction Israel, because the key thing of being a progressive is you have to hate the freest country in the Middle East more than anything else. What if your coffee didn't just wake you up, but actually made you feel sharp, focused, and ready for the day? This is what sets 1775's Peaberry coffee apart. These rare beans grown high in the Bolivian mountains are hand-picked at peak ripeness. They deliver smooth, concentrated flavor with no acidity, no jitters, and no crash. Try it now. Go to 1775coffee.com/Rubin and use code Rubin for 15% off. It's coffee that earns its place in your morning. You want to see how radical this guy is. And the Democrats just don't know how to stop him. Listen to this on his website from his own platform. The administration will shift the tax burden from overtaxed homeowners in the outer boroughs to more expensive homes in richer and whiter neighborhoods. The property tax system is unbalanced because assessment levels are artificially capped. So homeowners in expensive neighborhoods pay less than their fair share. The mayor can fix this by pushing class assessment percentages down for everyone and adjusting rates up, effectively lowering tax payments for homeowners in neighborhoods like Jamaica and Brownsville, while raising the amount paid in the most expensive Brooklyn brownstones. Advocate for the inclusion of circuit breakers to ensure that low and moderate income homeowners, like many of our seniors living in gentrified neighborhoods, are not cost burdened by the changes. Stop treating co-ops and condos as if they were rentals. The Mamdani administration will work with lawmakers to abolish real property tax law section 581, which compares condos and co-ops to rental properties and creates arbitrary, Phoenix, you're going too fast for me there. And creates arbitrary and inequitable tax burdens on moderate and low income owners. Let's focus on that thing about they're going to tax outer boroughs to expensive homes in richer and whiter neighborhoods. I think I've said it 7 times on this very show. I want you to keep as much of your money as possible. I want lowest taxes for everybody. I want a slim and trim government to whatever extent we have to have a government. He wants the complete reverse of that on top of what you would then call cultural Marxism, because he also adds race on top of it. So you might say, okay, he's just a socialist or a communist. This is all based on economics. I don't agree with this, but the argument would be something like, well, he's a socialist, and a socialist does want to take from those who create and have more and just redistribute it, and then you have more equity in the system. It's a horrible idea, but that would be their basic argument. What a cultural Marxist does is take that idea, but then also attach it to race or gender or sexuality, et cetera, et cetera. This is what wokeism is. So he's not just saying, oh, these rich people over there in those boroughs. He's saying those white rich people. And guess what will happen if you eventually start taxing white people more? they will become racist. Kind of like the Indian kid or the Asian kid who doesn't get into Harvard anymore because you wanted more black kids in there. You say to him, oh, the system is rigged against you. And eventually he will start being a little racist. So everything that these people purport to want to do to get us to their utopia will only lead us to dystopia. But again, I do give the guy credit because he's not hiding the evil nature of what he is. Here he is blaming capitalism for why New York City doesn't have enough renewable energy use.
Did you ever wonder why New York State only gets 5% of its energy from wind and solar? It's because of one word: capitalism. I'm Zohran Mamdani, Assembly Member for District 36 and a proud eco-socialist.
So he's now an eco-socialist too, whatever the high hell that means. Wasn't there a cartoon, Captain Planet or something? Wasn't he fighting eco-socialists when we were kids? Yes, you're right. They don't have enough renewable energy in New York because of capitalism. The ability for people to build things and trade freely with each other without an over-incumbent government grabbing everything from them and forcing them into relationships, that's what's stopping green power.